Hi and welcome to Preview. My name is Guy Giampapa. Preview.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cue Guy.
Hi and welcome to another edition of Preview. Well, Regal Christmas. One of my wonderful memories of the Christmas season is going to the Regal Music Theater to see their production of Christmas Time. Whether it's the children performing as elves, or the Raggedy Anns and Andys, or the collection of Rockettes kicking their legs in unison, or the grand finale nativity scene, this is a memorable show that should continue for many more years to come. And in between all this, we have Santa Claus, the children in the audience who appear on stage in a variety of scenes depicting the Yuletide season. With an auditorium fully decorated with wreaths and garland, one cannot help but get in the mood. We all come together in this joyous season. More power to the Regal Music Theater, and may the Christmas Time show continue for many more years. The Vienna Concert. Greet the New Year at Boston Symphony Hall. The Strauss Symphony of America presents a star-studded cast of European singers and ballet, as well as beautifully costumed ballroom dancers that will waltz you through romantic vignettes. The program will feature Strauss waltzes and melodies from Die Fledermaus, The Merry Widow, and The Blue Danube. This melodious salute to the Vienna New Year's concert is an enchanting evening guaranteed to whisk you away to a place of nostalgia and pleasure. Don't miss out on this spectacular evening, Thursday, December 29th at 8 p.m. at Boston Symphony Hall. Well, the Scottsboro Boys has been extended. The entire original cast of the Scottsboro Boys will return to the Roberts Studio Theater on December 30th for 4 weeks. This is a powerful musical written by Broadway legends John Kander and the late Fred Ebb, who also wrote Chicago and Cabaret. The story deals with one of the most important cases in American civil rights history, the many trials of 9 African-American boys in Alabama in 1931 for a crime they did not commit. The Scottsboro Boys is a story that should not be missed. If you have seen it, see it again. And now it's time for our guests. I have 2 lovely young people here from the Americana Theater in Plymouth. The names are Jesse Sullivan and Jennifer Martin.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've been sitting here talking. We've actually done a whole show before the cameras came on, but let's go through it again.
Okay.
The name of the show is Parfumerie, and that's a perfume shop in Hungary.
Yeah, it's a luxury shop in Hungary,
Okay.
so they sell all kinds of special. So if you need to get your foundation or your blush,
Right.
or even a toothbrush, we basically sell everything that you need.
But it's not a store that employs only women. They're men and women.
Yep.
Okay. And there's a little love thing going on between 2 of the characters who are you 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Without giving away too much of the show, if our audience has ever seen The Shop Around the Corner, or In the Good Old Summertime, or even She Loves Me, the theater musical, they'll know what the story is. But this was written in 1937, I believe, and it was by an Hungarian author, and it's been a hit all these years.
Yeah.
So Americana has decided to bring it back. Now you're the artistic director down there, right, Jesse?
I am.
Okay, and you're also an actor.
Yes.
Now,
Different hats. Small
Okay.
companies, different hats.
does one complicate the other when you're working?
Absolutely. I'd be lying if I said no. Yes, especially when you wish that your focus can only be on one thing, but that third eye is always scanning and being like, oh, I got to fix that. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, I got to. I mean, in a perfect world, no, I'm just lost in my work, but there's always more to be done.
But isn't that's not unusual? I mean, that in small theater groups, you do more than one job. It's like a jack of all trades.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think your investment in the piece grows because, whereas an actor might have a script and might cherish it for a month, we've been cherishing it for 6 months.
Really? Wow, that long. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a story that came to us, and so we just started chatting about it. But initially, the Foundation for Creative Achievement brought it to us and said, "Hey, would you consider this play?" And we took a read, and then it wasn't the right time. And so this has been in consideration for us for about a year and a half.
Wow.
So yeah, we just decided to do it this Christmas time.
That's the perfect time to do it.
Yes, it really
Because
is.
there is a Christmas theme in this show, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the final day of the show takes place on Christmas Eve.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very festive.
Now, Jennifer, how long have you been with Americana?
Since it began in 2011.
Oh.
Yeah, I was one of the founding members.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, David Friday was here about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
He came here with his wife, Erin.
Yes.
And we talked about the theater, and he mentioned different names. And he probably mentioned your names, both of you. But it's
Yeah.
such a pleasure to meet you now.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, Americana has been my artistic home in the summertime and then now in the wintertime for a long time. It's my favorite place to work, and I just love the work that's come out of that company.
How nice of you to say that.
Thank you.
Are you a native of Massachusetts?
No, actually, I'm a California girl. So I live in California during the year, and then
Oh.
I come to Massachusetts, and so I'm officially bicoastal.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to meet.
No.
How about you, Jesse?
I am actually native. Grew up in the sleepy town of Carver, Massachusetts.
Okay, South Shore. Okay.
Yep, South Shore. Left for college in '96 and didn't come back to the area till 2013 because I joined Americana.
Okay. What college did you go to?
I went to the Hart School in University of Hartford, Hart School of Music.
Okay. Oh, and you got your training down there?
Yep, conservatory training down there.
Wow.
And then moved to New York City after that and was there for about 14 years.
What did you do in New York?
Everything, like any good actor, you do anything to survive and keep doing the work.
Yeah.
Lots of shows, we were talking earlier, lots of fringe theater, lots of marketing and being out and being the face for things and then getting jobs and leaving. That's the best part about it is you're
Yeah.
going on tour and that kind of the lifestyle. You know how it is.
You know, most actors, their aim is to go to New York, but yours was just the opposite.
Well,
You were there.
you know,
you have
my aim was to go there, and it truly was wonderful. And because of the jobs there, I've seen most of the country through theater work, which has been lovely. But once my wife and I had our first child, it became a little bit harder to live the gypsy life. So we wanted to, and Jennifer and Derek had been up here for a few years already with
Right.
Americana, and they had invited me up, and I had family obviously here, and it was a nice way to transition, to bring the family back home, be closer to family, and get to play with my friends in the theater. It's very nice.
That's a Cinderella story.
It is. Well, and the funny thing is that Derek and Jesse grew up together,
Yeah.
and they always thought about starting a theater, perhaps in Plymouth, Carver area. So this is kind of full circle, right?
Yeah, it was a long time coming, long time in the works.
Where do you perform down there? I don't think David ever told me. Do you have a theater?
We have two spaces that we perform in. A lot of times for our smaller shows, we perform at Plymouth Center for the Arts, which is on 11 North Street. And that's
Okay.
where this show is actually going to
Yeah.
be performed at. And then the other place is the Spire Center. So it's just right down the street. So if we're not in one location, we're the other.
Why do you have the two?
Well, one seats approximately 85, that's Plymouth Center for the
I
Arts,
see.
and the other seats 250.
Oh,
So
okay.
for example, when we did Grease last summer, we needed a larger audience,
Yeah.
and we still couldn't fit everybody that wanted to come see the show, so, which is a good problem to have.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the Plymouth Center for the Arts is a really nice space. One, because they're very kind to us there, and they allow us to transform the space however we need it for each show. So we can create a traditional theater space, or what we're doing in this particular show and what we've done before is it's almost theater in the round. We have audience on three sides, so it's almost like you're in the parlor itself
Yes,
or
yeah.
in the Parfumerie.
Yeah,
We're-
people say a lot of times that they love the intimacy. They feel like what you were saying.
Yeah.
They feel like they're a part of it, and part of the story of the show is about community. And so not only will the audience experience a storyline about a community, they'll actually be able to themselves partake of community in the theatrical experience.
That means a lot to the customers.
does.
It really
It does.
It really does. I mean, they come out feeling great.
You know, and to us, because, you know,
Yeah.
you could be on stage and audience members, you know, like 3 feet away from you, and you can feel everything that they're feeling. So it's a really nice energy.
Do you have a talk back?
We don't, but we actually go out into the lobby and just make ourselves available to anybody who wants to stay and chat.
After the show?
After the show.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's better than a talk back.
Yeah.
I think that's
just a little bit more personal, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wish more theaters would do that.
Yeah, well, and part of the thing, we're a nonprofit, so we exist to serve our community, and we really want to connect with them. And so anybody that wishes to connect to us, we just want to make ourselves available. So I think that theater should be more of a dialogue, and so
Yeah, right.
that's one of our ways of making it a dialogue.
Wow. Now, there's the Priscilla Beach Theater, but that's only in the summer. Do you feel there's competition with them?
Well, I think, and we've actually talked a lot about this before, if theater succeeds in one place, it succeeds in another place. And so for us, they're our friends, and we are just inspired and encouraged by their work. I mean, so many people of Plymouth and the surrounding areas have said, oh, we had such an amazing experience at Priscilla Beach, and so then they're willing to try our show. And I think if people are going to see the theater, that's a win.
Right.
If it's good theater, they'll come.
Yep.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Well, I think that's great. I mean, there's a relationship there. I mean, you may not be kissing cousins,
Right.
but the fact that they're doing theater and you're doing theater, and the audience loves theater.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be,
No.
one particular place.
Right.
It's theater, period.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gets, because we also pull from the local community, and having actors be able to have multiple companies to work with, because there's also the Bay Colony shows there. So an actor can just have more opportunities. And so that's another way we can serve our community, is by employing people.
I mean, even this past summer, we had, there were people in our cast that then worked at Priscilla Beach in the very next show. People that we had cast out of Boston, and everywhere. We're very lucky to have actors come from New York, Chicago, Boston, California.
Yeah. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make it a closed thing. I mean, just nobody, you're not invited. You've got to open it up.
Right.
And that's the key to success.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple of local members in our show, and we're just so grateful for them. They bring a lot to the table, and it's also so nice to celebrate their talent and their training, And so we have people from California, people from New York, we just have people from all over, and they all come together, and it's this brilliant mixture of talent and personality, and the audience gets to experience that.
That's what makes good theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Have most of your plays been dramas?
No. It's been a nice even mix,
Yeah, but
right?
probably half and half.
Yeah.
Half and half drama and comedy.
Have you done any musicals?
One.
Which one?
We did Grease last summer.
Oh, you had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
That's right, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Wow.
And it's funny because we are a group of music theater performers.
Yeah.
But I'm sure space and time, and want to make sure we put on the best product as possible. It just took us a few years to make sure we build up our stable. And we wanted to make sure we did it right. So Grease was our first and will not be our last.
That's good to hear. Well, tell me now, I'm still in awe that you've been with the company from the very, very beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
you two almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
She's definitely a couple years.
What was the first play you did?
Private Lives by Noel Coward.
Oh, I love that play.
It was very fun. And we rehearsed in Virginia, and then took the play to Plymouth Center for the Arts. It was just such a fun experience, and it really started, our core values were telling a great story with really good people. And so it started out with people who are very talented actors, and we just shared with the audience, and an audience arrived, so we were really grateful for that.
That's the Noel Coward play, Private Lives. I saw that at the Huntington maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I had seen it many, many years ago. A friend of mine had worked in it. He was acting in it. But I thought, what great theater.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
and you listen carefully because the lines are so witty. You know, I mean, it's
It's one of the hardest scripts I've ever memorized, but
Really?
yes, just very, very wordy.
Well, there's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, there
and
is.
It's all dialogue.
It really is. Very fun though, so funny.
I can
So funny.
imagine. Wow. What did you do after that?
Our second year actually was the 39 Steps, and that was really fun.
I mean, that's the version that's currently playing now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't know how did you get through it? I mean, that I would be out of breath.
Yeah. Actually, our actors were very sweaty. We used to carry around little handkerchiefs in our pockets to wipe each other down in between scenes because it was very sweaty. So, but it was so funny. Oh, the audience rolled.
Did that take a lot of rehearsal?
Well, we put it on in 7 days.
Whoa.
But in those 7 days, we lived the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, that
Yeah.
show is such a beast of a.
And everybody came to the table with their lines memorized, so it's just
made it easier.
yeah. And you know, one thing that because we're a company, so we work a lot of times people that have worked together before,
Yeah.
and so there's some nice shortcuts built in where you're just like, oh yeah, the communication just becomes a lot easier, and you don't have to feel each other out. You know what they need, and you know what you need to give them. So that's part of the thing. So we've had a lot of you'll see a lot of repeat company members in this show as well.
Yeah, okay. If Alfred Hitchcock was alive today, I think he would have enjoyed 39 Steps.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely. It's very witty.
He and I share the same birth date. Oh, because he was a lot older than me. But I had the pleasure of meeting him once.
Oh my goodness.
When I worked at Channel 7. He was in on a publicity tour for one of the last movies that he had directed. And he was sitting in the studio waiting to go on. And I said, I've got to go down and I've got to meet this guy. He's one of my favorites. So I had this book of biographies, short biographies.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I think I'll ask for his autograph. So I said, I'll go down. So I went down there and he's sitting there, this with his stomach and his heavy legs. And I said, Mr. Hitchcock, we share the same birth date. I said, I wonder, would you autograph your biography for me? He said, certainly. He took the book. I said, he's going to give me his autograph. He drew his profile over the biography and gave it back to me.
That's great.
And I still have that at home.
That's awesome. That's wonderful.
But that's just a little anecdote I wanted to get in. But 39 Steps is, the movie was a great show, but the staged version was a triumph.
Right.
Oh
It
yeah.
really, truly was. I mean, to put something on like that and have it go, and it was rapid. There's never, you never fall asleep watching that.
Nope.
No.
Sure don't. Nor performing it.
That's right.
Keep going.
Well, enough about you. I'm going to talk to Jesse now about what was your first play with Americana?
My first play, my first summer there was Redeeming Love, which was it was a book that there was
Francine Rivers.
Francine Rivers wrote the book, and then the gentleman who. Yep.
I remember.
Perfect. A friend of the company and actually
Yeah.
a teacher from Regent at the time, correct, had written a stage version of the book that had begun to be performed out in the area. Jen had actually done the show before, not here though.
Right.
And then we brought it up here and came up from New York. I was still living in New York at the time. Did that show, and in Rep we were doing an Inspector Calls as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So that was a heavy summer. A little bit of drama that summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less comedy, more drama.
And when you first came up to do that show, when did you become artistic director?
Not till this year. This is my first year as artistic
okay.
director. Derek was, along with Jen, was founding member and artistic director until
Yeah.
last year. And then once I made my home base here, Derek wanted to have somebody who was here firmly planted. And so he asked if I would like to, and David and Aaron did the same, and that was it. The rest is history.
Wow. And it's been nothing but great ever since. Right?
It is. In every theater, there's always, each theater has its own list of problems that they're trying to solve, and especially we talked earlier, the venues and things of that nature.
Yes.
And again, because we are a nonprofit, we live and die by our support of our community. So there's always, no one's ever done. You're never like, we made it. You don't have to try.
Right. Yeah.
But in the trying, we've had a lot of fun, and we've had a lot of built up a lot of really great relationships in the community.
Did you ever regret any of it?
Which part?
Just being an actor.
Oh, regret it? I no. I mean, there's always that. I don't think anybody doesn't play that game where you go, I wonder what if. But I don't think I could trade any of the people and the experience I've had for anything else. I mean, there's a
exhilarating,
reason
isn't
why
it?
people
Yeah.
put themselves through this, because it's not easy. It's not an easy life. But if it's one that you love, it's the only life you want to do.
You're great actors. I mean, the personalities of actors that I've met, including you too, are fantastic.
Aw.
I mean,
Very
you're the friendliest persons, and it shows. I mean, everything you do. I mean, not only on stage, but when you sit here informally like this, and we just talk. It's nice. It's nice to know you. It's nice to have friends like that, where we can talk freely.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's helpful too that we can talk so much shop with you. I mean, you have a lot of experience. So
Yeah, right.
the shorthand is very easy. So
That's I guess so. Although I'm not an actor, but I understand
Yeah.
the actor's life, and I've seen enough of it, and I know enough of them, to sympathize for them, or or be gracious, or be happy with them, when they have a triumph. It's wonderful. It's great. There's nothing like theater.
Yeah.
Very
I
true.
think it should be in everybody's life. I mean, what would happen if we didn't have theater? If we didn't have theater, we didn't have movies, we didn't have television, what's left? The Patriots.
yeah,
But
Very
that's
true.
another story. But this has been great, really.
Yeah. Thank you.
I've enjoyed talking to both of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
us
too.
too.
And
Thank
I
you
hope
so much.
Your play is going to be a great success. I just know it is. And I see the future of Americana theater. I think you're going to grow.
Thank
You're going
you
to get
so
bigger
much.
and bigger.
Yeah, we
That's
plan
publicity.
to.
that's our hope
We
too.
really
Good.
hope to.
And when you see Michelle McGrath, you tell her that I said, keep after these people.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will.
absolutely.
She's so
will.
wonderful.
She's a wonderful person.
Yeah, she really
And
is.
I'm grateful to her because she called me and told me about you folks being in this play and would I like to do a show with you? And I said, absolutely, bring them up.
That's so wonderful. Thank you.
Well, it's
Really,
always,
thank you.
I mean, it's difficult to get actors sometimes, and it's not that they're being hard to get. They have a busy
They're busy,
schedule.
yeah.
Exactly. And I know you two, you probably, once you leave here, you're going to get back there to
yeah,
rehearsal.
we're gonna get some stuff for the set. So
Okay. Well, let's once more. The play is called
Parfumerie,
Parfumerie, and it plays when?
December 10th through the 15th
Okay.
at Plymouth Center for the Arts.
Okay. Need I say more?
No, it's going to be a lot of holiday fun. It's got romance, it's got drama, it's got snow.
Thanks so much. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you.
So nice to meet
Jennifer.
you.
Thank you so
Jesse,
much, sir.
thank you so much.
Take care.
Well, that's our show for this time. I hope you enjoyed preview. See you next time. Bye-bye.